could lose it all and I would still be fine. I give it up for you, cause you're my obsession. Girl, your love is my favorite possession.
Hey, Zach, you know that new recording time you've been looking for? Well, listen
Yeah,
to this.
it's your cousin. Ma- Marty, I slept for 6 hours. Dear God, 6 is pushing it. It was really like 5.5.
It's your cousin, Marvin. Marvin, 5 o'clock?
It's it's currently 6 a.m. For all you uh, uh playing along at home because I am going to be working 12-hour days and we need to record before.
Yeah, yeah. Good morning, Zach. I'm excited about that. You have an album out.
I do. And now it's out, and I wanted to like not say all the details so people wouldn't be spoiled for it. I guess I still don't want to, but you got a chance to listen to it now and you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's out. Please check it out. If you like it, go to Bandcamp and purchase it. It is $6 total for the whole thing. Uh, Listen to it YouTube, on Spotify, wherever you like usually listen to music. It
Yeah,
really does help out if
Zach.
you
Zach, that's like
follow on
10 cents a
Spotify.
song.
Yeah, it is basically like 10 cents a song if
It's
you buy the
it's
album. Yeah.
it's similar to it's like 10 cents a song. It's similar to that.
Yeah. We done enough math. So you in the comments can let us know if that's true or not.
Yeah, yeah, we did a whole Patreon outtake about exponential functions, and it wasn't funny.
No,
You're
but
getting a weird one today.
I cannot wait for my coffee. Is all I had to say.
Oh man, Zach, I have a theory for you today.
Hell yeah. You've talked about this one. I am
Yeah,
excited.
Zach, I'm so excited. I'm so stoked because part of this is going to be explaining the plot of the Halloweentown movies.
I realized I saw the first one on the Disney Channel way back in the day.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
did not know there were other Halloweentown movies until you said I have a Halloweentown theory,
Oh,
and I
oh,
watched all the movies.
oh yeah, Zach, and I watched all 4 of them this year.
Because I know the premise of the first Halloweentown, which is there's a secret Halloween town, and witches can go there, or like the witches know of its existence.
Uh, ding. Yeah, absolutely. Your first clue was there are 4 Halloweentown films.
There are 4 Halloween, and I did look them up in
Oh, great.
preparation for this. There is Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge,
Correct.
Halloween Town High,
Yeah,
and Return to Halloween Town.
that's
Now,
correct.
personally, I would love if Calabar, who gets his revenge in number 2, never shows up or is mentioned in 1. That'd be really funny.
Zach, I have
Uh,
fantastic news. Amazing
is that
news. Calabar.
what?
This is again, part of this is going to be explaining the plot of Halloweentown. Calabar never shows up in Halloweentown 2.
Despite the fact it's his revenge.
It's called Calabar's Revenge, and he never shows up.
But wait, it gives him an actor in the wiki description.
No, Zach,
You're telling me that
that is not
Wikipedia is
Calabar.
crediting him? Was that
That is a different character. That is Calabar's son.
Cal, son of Calabar? Oh my god!
Yeah, yep.
So it's not Calabar's revenge; it's his son's revenge.
Halloweentown is a separate dimension, accessible only on Halloween night. And you're gonna
That's
get
right. You can only go. You can only go there in Halloween.
yeah.
I separately like to imagine the Halloween Town High is not about Halloween Town's high school, but is instead Harold and Kumar go to Halloween Town.
Ding. Halloweentown High is not in Halloweentown.
What?
And then this is gonna be 1, 2, 3. We'll put this one down here. This is for Halloween Town.
Apparently my like C tier stand up bit is getting me through the theory just fine.
Keep going, Zach. Keep going. Let's see how far we can go.
Okay, well, Calabar's revenge does not involve Calabar getting revenge. Halloween Town High does not involve a high school that's in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
So I presume in Return to Halloween Town, they do not go to Halloween Town.
They okay. They do go to Halloween Town. They do not go to any parts of Halloween Town that we, the audience, recognize.
So it's not really a return.
Well, I say they. It's not everybody. It's like can you tell me who are characters in Halloween Town 4?
What was that?
Can you tell me who are characters in Halloween Town 4 and Return to Halloween Town?
According to Wikipedia, it's Marnie Piper.
Yeah. You know, yeah, that's good enough. We're good enough. Halloween Town, Return to Halloween Town. Sees the return of Marnie. Oh shoot. Oh no, hang on. Nobody move. Marnie, Dylan, and Gwen. Which brings me to the first of the mild rants I want to go on.
Please rant about the Halloween Town movies.
The absolute best part about the Halloween Town movies is Aggie Cromwell, who is just beyond phenomenal in the role. What's her name?
Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds. Thank you very much.
Mother of Princess Leia.
Yeah,
mother,
famous
Carrie
for being Leia's mom.
She's also Singing in the Rain, but everybody also remembers her as mother of Carrie Fisher. Which I thought about it was like, is it wrong to like credit her mostly for having a child? And I would think that she's probably more proud of her kid than she was Singing in the Rain.
You know what? That's nice.
She's probably proud of both of those things, but she probably is very proud of her daughter.
Until last year, when I was watching Halloween Town, I did not know that she was anything other than Aggie Cromwell from the Halloween Town movies. I knew her from nothing else, including Carrie Fisher's social life. Is it fair to describe someone's parentage as their social life? I think so.
It depends on your relationship with your mother.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. I got distracted. This was not your fault.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Debbie Reynolds is a fascinating actress because she had a really long career, and also has like a legacy in Hollywood by having had a kid and grandkid who are also famous actors. It's a fascinating subject.
That's what an extraordinary career she had.
Considering her first movie was in the 40s.
And I think we can both agree that the highlight of her career was a 15-second cameo in Return to Halloween Town.
Yeah, that was definitely it.
Which brings me to the first thing that makes me angry about this series. Aggie and Sophie are described as doing time travel training throughout Halloween Town 4. And Zach, they're not in the movie, and that is a ding. And I'm so mad about it because
So you're telling me there's two other characters learning how to travel through time, and they're not the focus of the movie.
Oh yeah, Zach. And I gotta tell you, when I was flipping between thinking about that and thinking about the terrible freshman year college drama that we got, I was like, that's a better movie.
Yeah, you're essentially getting Back to the Future with witches.
Yes.
And I'm now saying that out loud and upset that I'm not currently watching that movie.
Doesn't that sound like a good movie, Zach?
Yeah. Yes. I realize that's the second Harry Potter musical. That's still a compelling 90 minutes, right? If you even if it's shorter than that, like made for TV movie can be a little shorter, but like give me 90 minutes of witches traveling back in time to do either something witch related or like a legit crazy time travel movie where they're trying to like stop some historic event from happening. Maybe JFK was a witch and they have to
Oh
save
my
him.
god.
JFK was a powerful wizard and they're
Come on,
going back in time to save him.
come on, Grandma.
I'd watch that.
We need to go back and stop President Kennedy from getting cursed. Come on, Grandma.
They thought the powerful curses played out, and then they're really bummed when they found out he was just shot.
They keep on talking about the magic bullet. Come on, we need to get a counter curse.
We traveled all the way back in time to. We traveled all the way back in time, and all we did was accidentally mind control Jack Ruby, so he became a mindless shell that said "must kill Lee Harvey Oswald."
Oh no! Oh no!
This
Now
is my pitch.
we're stuck in a Stephen King book, Grandma. Oh no!
This is my pitch for the fifth Halloweentown movie.
Yes, I would like to the people who make these decisions. I would like funding for Halloweentown 5.
Halloweentown 1963.
Hell yeah, dude. Wait, this has precedent because ding.
Ding. Okay, boy.
In
Boy.
Return to Halloweentown. Yeah, that's close enough for a ding. Marnie travels back to Halloween night 1,000 years ago.
Wait, so okay. Me making random speculations about how the universe works seems to be working out for me quite well.
Okay. Keep going. Yeah, now this is not relevant in the way that you think it's going to be. But this does give us a reason to like there is precedent for you can travel back in time to previous Halloweens. Okay, all right, keep going. You weirdly you're kind of on a roll.
Okay, so there is precedent because time travel
Mhm.
is a thing,
Mhm.
and traveling back to previous Halloweens is a thing.
Oh,
This is all that
I
established in the Halloweentown universe.
I should have written down, and I'm not gonna hang on. I'm gonna. Boom. Is sent. That's important, and I'm gonna go ahead and give us a little.
So she did not voluntarily go there.
She does voluntarily go, but it is not like her that cast the spell. You know what I mean? It is a force in the world that sends her back, not her.
She found a wrong warp.
You know what? That's honestly kind of an accurate statement. Okay.
Okay, this does work for my pitch of like a time travel Halloweentown movie where they go back to Halloween. There's so much potential there. How are there not 20 Halloween movies or Halloweentown movies when like every other Halloween focused franchise has gotten way too many movies? Halloweentown stopped right short of the one that would have given them multiple time travel movies, which is really a bummer.
Yeah, and this is something that really upsets me about the franchise. They either stopped exactly 1 too late. They either should have done 1, 2, 3, and then not 4, or they should have continued the series for like another 8 movies or something. Because Return to Halloweentown, they lose Aggie and they lose Sophie, who are like the 2 favorite characters. And they lose the actor for Marnie. Marnie is the main character, and her actor is like this super fun, very down to earth, super like sarcastic little shit. And she absolutely sucks, and I love her. And she got replaced by an actor who I don't know the other credits of, but I'm 100% positive was on the CW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. This is a person they ripped directly from Dawson's Creek. She looks uh, completely disconnected from the rest of the universe. And it really sad, and I know that this video is only for like 10 people in the audience, right? And this statement is only going to be for like 2 of those 10 people, but I was so sad that the replacement Marnie sucked.
The replacement Marnie sucks, but there's like 13 movies and there's 4 people who play Marty. That's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But there is exactly one replacement Marnie movie, and uh, it doesn't sound like it was particularly good or fun.
It wasn't. And all the rest of the universe was just as like fun and campy as it had been previously. Uh and the villain the villain of that movie is a secret society who runs Halloween I'm sorry, Witch University, who runs Witch University. Uh
Which university?
yeah, because Marnie's at college now.
Is this a Who's on First bit?
uh,
Where'd you go to? Which university? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
that's what I'm asking you. Hang on, we can expand on this. Which university, of course, stands in opposition to Ware College. Ware College,
Where college
home of
like
the
and folks
werewolves.
go to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where college? Well, in Halloweentown. What? No. That's in Amsterdam. Is this funny? In the comments below, expand on this Who's on First bit for me. Oh my god, Zach, I'm delirious. This is the best recording session we've ever had for the 2 of us.
Me too.
I don't know about anybody else. Oh my god.
It might be. I think my hotel Wi-Fi is going to betray me at a certain point.
It is.
But
It's getting mad for
at the
sure.
very least, yeah.
That's okay. It's the
Maybe
Halloweentown video.
person next to me might also be mad that somebody's recording an episode of their YouTube show at 6:20 a.m. We'll find out.
They're just jealous, Zach. They're just jealous that they don't have a
That's true.
middlingly successful YouTube show.
That's true. That's correct.
And if you want this show to go from middlingly successful to moderately successful, hit that subscribe button for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zach, can I offer you a card?
Please do.
All right. Here is your card. Your card is: there are multiple prophecies in the Halloweentown universe.
All right. We've determined that prophecies and time travel exist. Are you asserting that Halloweentown takes place in the Song of Ice and Fire universe?
I have phenomenal news. I did consider making that the theory. And I decided not to. I mean, we kind of brushed up against it. I also considered having Cal and Marnie be brother and sister by making Marnie the son of Calabar from the first movie.
And that didn't work either?
No, well, I mean, it worked, but it was stupid.
True.
Whereas this works and is stupid, and I'm pretty sure is true about the universe. Zach, why don't you give us a couple more plot points from the first Halloweentown?
Okay. So, let me see. Halloweentown.
Yeah, give us some plot beats from Halloweentown 1 or Halloweentown 4. And you will
1 or
find
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is the idea that the entire story is a time loop?
No,
that'd
that's
be fun.
fun though. Time travel is relevant, but not the focal.
Let's see. Halloweentown. Okay. So I'm using Wikipedia to help, but I do remember a little bit of this from
Yeah.
watching it back in the day.
Yep.
The other ones, I'm like completely like in the dark as to information about them. I'm gonna have to like steal from Wikipedia. But
This is fine. Don't worry.
Halloween
I'm
Town is
happy to explain Halloweentown.
Halloween Town is originally presented as a bedtime story. I remember that, and then it
Mm-hmm.
turns out it's a real place, and they go there. Isn't there some contrived way to get
Uh,
there?
ding,
Oh, it's a magical bus.
ding, Zach. Marnie recognizes herself in the Halloweentown storybook.
Implying that she's been there before.
Um, uh, uh, implying a bunch of things. But here's the kicker. That and I really do want you to look it up, Zach. That that person in that storybook is the most like it's the most YA protagonist generic individual you will ever see in your entire life.
So it's really an indictment on Marnie for being like, it must be me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? I'm gonna call that a ding too. Marnie is kind of stupid. There you go. That's a ding. That'll go in the middle. And we will find evidence supporting that over the course of this theory.
And then Wikipedia reminded me of something that was completely buried in my head, but I do remember now, which is that they meet a cabbie who's a skeleton.
Yeah. His name's Benny and he's awesome. And he
How many
tells
skeleton jokes does he make?
that is his entire character. Like his entire character is him like rolling around, picking people up, and forcing them to listen to his jokes about bones.
Wow.
It,
That's pretty good. That's
it,
also Sans Undertale.
yes,
Same
yeah.
character.
Yeah, no, unironically, I commented while we were watching that this is probably where Sans Undertale's character came from.
That is entirely possible. I would not doubt that for a second.
Now there's a
Uh,
fun theory that Undertale and Halloweentown exist in some interesting shared universe.
well, because that works too, because when you save and load in Undertale very explicitly in the universe, you're manipulating time and space, and you get called out for it if you uh like Sans is one of the few people who knows that. So possibly he knows that because of his experience in Halloween
Zach, that's a good theory. They're also exactly the same character.
Town.
Benny also gets really scary when he gets mad, and like his one eye lights up in a big lens flare.
Wait, really?
No, it doesn't.
I was about to say that's irrefutable if true.
Yeah, and like chip tunes start playing in the background when he gets mad. It's wild.
Okay. Speaking of bone related jokes, last night I watched Army of Darkness again, one of my favorite movies to watch around this time of year.
Yeah.
And I forgot how many skeleton puns the skeletons make. It's always really fun.
Now, Zach, I'm happy to take this brief sidebar. Am I correct in saying that you watched some Leprechaun movies this week?
No, we couldn't find them for free, and when we tried to order them off of Prime, whatever card was linked to it was not working, so we gave up and watched Army of Darkness instead.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Leprechaun 2 and 3 are not worth a dollar value.
Are they not worth a dollar value in like they're priceless, or they're not worth a dollar value? You should be paid to watch them.
I'm gonna go with both. I'm gonna go with both.
They're priceless, and if somebody says I want to watch Leprechaun 2 or 3, you should say my rate is $25 an hour.
There is an exchange of goods and services that must happen in order to watch Leprechaun 2 and 3, and it is not in money. It is in alcohol or weed or like traumatic brain injuries.
Traumatic brain injury. Okay.
Zach, I have a related story. I went and saw Halloween at the drive-in this week.
The original Halloween.
Yeah.
That's great. That's perfect to watch at a drive-in. It's really made for it.
And Zach, it's been a while, and I'm gonna say Halloween's like one, two, three, four, and H2O recorded at like, you know, on my family's DVR when I was a kid. Um and this might have been the first time I've ever watched Halloween uncensored, and there's so many boobs in that movie.
Wow. Yeah, I guess. Is it like I always watched it on TV growing up,
Yeah, me too. And I
and they must cut all the nudity.
they did. They cut all the nudity. They didn't cut any of the violence. It's exactly as violent as it is on TV.
Somebody being stabbed to death is good for TV, but God forbid you show boobs.
Honestly. Anyway. That's a rant for a different video.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Zach, continue telling me facts about Halloweentown.
So in the original Halloweentown, in the first one,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they wait, Calabar's the mayor of Halloweentown.
That's correct.
Uh, and then Aggie, their grandmother, is lives in a mansion in Halloweentown, uh, and is going to train Marnie to be a witch.
Yeah. Yes. She keeps on showing up to she shows up to Gwen's house. Gwen is Marnie and Dylan and Sophie's mom. Keeps on showing up to her house every Halloween. And is like, "Hey, I need to teach your daughter how to be a witch." And Gwen is like, "No." And Marnie, Sophie, and Dylan sneak away to another dimension. And so that Aggie can train them. It's such an isekai, it's insane.
Yeah.
And this is something that I thought about a lot while watching it. If this wasn't a kids movie, this would be terrifying. Because they have been whisked away to another dimension, and by all rights, they should be locked in that other dimension for the next year. Which
It should
is
be like a real Ravenloft where they don't know if they're ever going to escape.
Oh yeah, 100%. The same thing happens in the goddamn second movie when Marnie and the Goblin Kid, whose name I don't remember and isn't important, get trapped in the past. And Aggie gets trapped there with them and ends up getting cursed in the same way as ends up getting hit with Calabar's curse back in the past. Which is absolutely nuts. I'm sorry, Cal's curse, not Calabar's curse, which are two different curses, Zach.
I was gonna pull up fun things about the actor who plays Calabar, by like looking at his like filmography, but he only plays minor roles in all the things that would be interesting to talk about. Like he's in Pacific Rim, is American UN representative, a character so unimportant he doesn't have a name.
Wait, no. What if that's his birth name?
Yes. The
Halloween.
UN are his two middle names, which were never explained.
Trying to take.
Mr. Representative is my father. Call me American.
Halloweentown sees Gwen's ex-boyfriend trying to take over the town by kidnapping and draining the power of all the people in Halloweentown. And Zach, it's that time of year that we talk about spooky stuff. It's also that time of year that we talk about elections. And
Yes.
Calabar is the mayor of Halloweentown, and his whole pitch is that he thinks that it's not cool that all the magical creatures have been relegated to Halloweentown, and that he wants to go back to the mortal world and take over there, right? He wants to reverse this. Which implies that he thinks this is possible, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But, like, he also does this, like, quietly, and the only person he recruits is is a 14-year-old boy who sucks. And I'm just like, Calabar, you I don't know. I think there's a way you can frame this where you can get the people of Halloweentown kind of on board.
Yeah, this is why are you making enemies of the people who would support this? This is like if I had a plan to launch something into space, but I had to take out the people at NASA so they don't find out.
Yeah, I feel like and some of them won't want to do that, but I feel like some of them will, and you're already the mayor.
Yeah, you can campaign effectively, saying if we want to, if we want to succeed as Halloween Town, we can't be limited to Halloween Town. We need to be able to go back to the material plane. Like this is also back to Undertale. This is the pitch that Asgore has in Undertale, which is like we need to go back to the surface world. We can't live underground forever. Like, uh, that's the justification for collecting human souls. He doesn't actually intend to do that, but for him, he intends to keep them, or like it's implied he like has no plans to go to the surface world, but at the same time he understands the great like propaganda, like who it is to be like, I am gathering power so we can go back to the surface world. We don't have to be confined to the same place forever. like this is the least effective political messaging I've ever heard, is like believe something that's fairly popular and then try to achieve it through underhanded violent means
And like,
instead of just running on it.
yeah, you're like, dude, you already know how to run a campaign. You've been the mayor for, and if, honestly, it's a little confused because how old everyone is in Halloweentown is all super weird. Because Marnie, Sophie, and Dylan are like 11, 10, and 7 or something. They are normal kid ages. Aggie,
Wikipedia says 13, 12, and 7.
yeah, right. So Aggie is 100%, as we demonstrate in Halloweentown 4. Aggie is 1020, and they are Aggie's grandkids. They are not like Aggie's distant. This is not a Yu Yu Hakusho thing where they are actually like 20 generations removed and just the witch gene has come out. They are her direct grandchildren.
Yeah,
So
because
how
Wikipedia says that Aggie is the daughter of Merlin's cousin Marvin.
That's correct.
Hey, Merlin, it's your cousin Marvin.
Mar- Marvin Cromwell. Oh my god. Hell yeah.
Which means that she was born in Arthurian times.
Yeah, yes. A lot of the plot of the fourth movie is that they are trying to get out of the dark times, which I guess is like Middle Ages England. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Yep. Absolutely. Uh so we went over most of the plot of Halloweentown 1. I do want to mention a couple of things. Uh they like what they have to do in order to do this is to complete a fetch quest. Um
It's a MacGuffin plot.
yes. Aggie is like turned to stone or whatever, and she's like, "All right, kids, you guys need to run away, fill the fill this vial with a potion, and then put it in the Halloweentown big pumpkin, and then that will stop Calabar for some reason." Um, I'm not sure why it works that way, but it does. Um, uh, uh, we will come back to that, but we can move to Halloweentown 2 now. Um,
Wait, it says later Calabar tries to persuade the townspeople and join him to take over the mortal world. So
tries to persuade is an interesting way to describe standing on a roof and screaming about it while cursing people.
you really got to work on your messaging.
Yeah.
Like, how did he become mayor in the first place with like his his plan is to say fuck you to the voters
Yeah.
and also curse them.
How did you
Like,
become like you have been mayor for between 1 and 250 election cycles?
yeah, we don't know if there's term limits in Halloween Town.
Yes. How did you do that? And he's so charming and he's so pleasant and he's hilarious and he keeps on pulling um uh uh giant pieces of candy out of Sophie's ear and calling her Soapy,
Soapy.
which is hilarious. And out of
Yeah,
nowhere, and he's like this fucking clown. Uh,
he had which shows he has charisma too. Like he can be charming,
yeah. So
and then he decides not to use that for his political capital.
why did you go with Scream on a Roof?
People get upset if you raise taxes for the next tax bracket up because they like say, well, like I'm making pretty good money now. I might eventually hit that tax bracket. I don't
Mhm.
want to in the future pay more taxes. Imagine if you curse their souls forever. Like I feel like that's a strict negative with the voters.
Yeah, like Calabar, you kidnapped and sucked the souls out of dozens of members of the Halloweentown public because you thought that they wouldn't support you in this plan.
A
But
plan that must have some amount of approval rating.
yeah, but like when you decided to go public with this plan, it was screaming on a roof.
So that's how I'm going to announce my healthcare policy. Is I'm going to suck the souls out of some people and then scream it from a rooftop. That'll really make it popular.
uh anyway, uh the way that he sucks the souls out of people is by trapping them in a theater and having like a soul sucking movie playing on the theater. And number one, I think there's like some heavy handed but kind of fun commentary there on like media sucking the souls out of people, which is kind of fun. And also,
It's a marathon of all the Star Wars sequels.
yeah, got him. See, we got him. There's jokes you can make there, but also 100%. I know that they only wrote it that way because they had access to a theater, right? Absolutely. There's no other way that went down, right?
We had this really nice classic looking theater. We have to use it in the movie.
Yep. We have a budget of like $100,000. We already spent 75,000 on Debbie Reynolds. Okay, we I got a cousin who has an abandoned theater. We're shooting it there.
Yep. God damn it, we're making use of the theater.
Yep. There's this man. These movies are so much fun because what they have to do is they have to make a potion to put into Merlin's wand, Merlin's talisman, but it requires things like hair of a werewolf, sweat of a ghost. So they go around to all these like pleasant, charming people like around Halloweentown. They like go to a gym and there's a ghost working out in a gym and they get the sweat from him. And then there's a werewolf who owns a hair salon and they like grab one of his clippers and like run it up the side of his neck. While someone just fucking distracts him with like factoids about werewolf lore. It's stupid. Zach, we're going to Halloweentown too. It's not important.
Okay, yes, okay. Halloweentown 2.
Halloweentown 2. Um uh, uh sees sees Cal defeated in his attempt to curse all mortals.
Really runs in the family trying to curse everyone.
It does. Like I really actually want to know like what his family situation is. Like who's his mom? Because I'm pretty sure it's not Gwen. She never really mentions that.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have come up. But like it's also not like his dad because his dad is a frog golem. But then we learn that his actual dad is Calabar, and Calabar. We know that people in Halloweentown age differently. So how old is Cal? This like 14-year-old. How like is Cal like 250 years old, and he's been like kept under a rock, or is Cal 14? I don't know. It's weird. But
Does it impact your theory at all that earlier this year, the actress who played Marnie and the actor who played Cal got married?
um,
Because I did
yes,
learn that from Wikipedia, and it's very cute.
yes, it does, and we'll come back to that later. Uh,
Okay.
Cal's curse is actually like this is maybe the coolest part in the whole franchise. Cal's curse is um he uh 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 he casts a spell where at midnight on Halloween any mortal wearing a Halloween costume becomes an aspect of that costume. So Gwen, Marnie's mom, is dressed as a witch. So at Halloween, at the stroke of midnight, she becomes this like nightmare, like traditional, like evil witch. With the
A little season of the witchy.
yeah, kind of actually. Wait a minute, no, it is definitely inspired off of Halloween 3. Absolutely. Um, But at the end, Marnie and her dumbass friend are on their way back, and they don't make it to the portal in time. And the clock strikes midnight, and they don't make it back. And they are like they're unable to get back. And then Sophie and Marnie uh rip a hole between dimensions and
They
make
they
the
they
portal
cause an
permanent.
interdimensional hole.
Dimensions. Uh, uh, and make the portal permanent. Zach, they make the portal permanent.
They make a permanent portal between Halloweentown and the mortal plane.
Yeah, it was the case that they could only get there on Halloween, but they rip a hole open, and now they can get there anytime. Which seems like if it and like there was this prophecy about like a Cromwell will be destined to unite the worlds or something like that. Um, and like it seems like if that was a normal thing to do, someone would have done it.
Yeah.
Like this is something that the in the way that they respond to it in the third movie, this is something that was impossible. Like completely impossible. No one could do this. And Marnie and Sophie rip open this hole like it's goddamn paper. It's amazing. Uh and that's pretty much the end of Halloweentown 2. Nothing happens in Halloweentown 2. There is an amazing character. His name is Gort. Um and he is an ogre, and he is the place where anything that is lost goes. So when you lose a sock, it's not lost, it's at Mort's.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like Penguin in Batman Returns, but the less I think about Batman Returns, the better.
Okay. I don't think I've seen any Batman movies except the Christian Bale ones. And of course
The
the Robert Pattinson one.
Yeah, the Nolan ones are the best ones. There's one good Michael Keaton, what's his name, the director, Burton.
Oh, sure.
There's one good Burton Batman movie, one bad one. Then there's two other bad ones, and then there's the Nolan ones.
Mm-hmm.
So just watch the Nolan ones. If you watch any Batman movies, just watch the Nolan ones, and then I guess the Robert Pattinson one. We'll see if there's more good Robert Pattinson. It's Reeves who's the director, right?
I,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they make any more good ones.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. You don't need to watch the Robert Pattinson one. It's not bad, but you don't need to watch it.
It is ridiculous. Yes.
Yeah, it is. but like not in a fun way. You know what I mean?
I I loved it.
You loved it. You using the word loved?
I acknowledging that it's a fucking mess and parts of it don't work. Both like John Turturro as um the main villain is Carmen Falcone, and uh who's the penguin in that one? God, I forget.
I don't
Uh,
know. I'm afraid.
he he does an incredible job. He's a very fun character. Cutting scenes out of context, you see how ridiculous it is, and like you can make a super cut of weird, stupid shit happening in that movie. But I bought every moment of it.
You're right. You're right. If I can enthusiastically talk about Halloweentown 4, which is a markedly worse movie than Robert Pattinson's Batman, then I guess we can be okay with Robert Pattinson's Batman.
What made me feel old is that in that Batman movie, when Batman was a young kid, his parents are killed, and in that one, his dad is killed while running for mayor. And I would have been old enough to remember hearing about the Wayne assassination on the news, and that made me feel old
Oh,
because
interesting.
every previous Batman parent murder happened before I was born.
You riff for a second. I'm gonna write a couple of cards.
So, trying to like get us back on the rails here. Halloween Town, like there's it's another dimension for sure. It's another plane of existence, but like there's deep connection. Like so, if you lose something in the human world, it ends up in courts.
Correct.
That's or is it only in Halloween Town if you lose something ends up in courts?
Look, there's way too much stuff there for it to not be from the human world too.
So there are other connections then for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so there is some sort of nebulous connection between the human world and Halloween Town, and it only becomes more powerful on Halloween. Halloween is the time in which your ability to cross over is the strongest. It's
Absolutely.
it's almost like that like sometimes that's how wormholes work in Star Trek too, where like they get strong and weak at certain points. I'm thinking of the one wormhole in Voyager where they unknowingly violate the temporal prime directive because they don't realize they're talking to somebody well in the past when they talk through a wormhole. Uh
Ooh, interesting.
yeah, it exists in a weird like nebulous space where it got stronger at that point in time, but the point in time it was connecting to was decades past.
Nothing happens in Halloweentown 3. Is your
Nothing
clue.
happens.
Is your clue for Halloweentown 3.
There's nothing important that happens in Halloween Town
No,
3 for this theory.
nothing relevant to the theory. It is a very fun movie. So the portal has been ripped open between worlds, and now like a year later, there is now like a foreign exchange program between Halloweentown and the main world.
So they're aware of its existence?
No, 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 no.
Oh, so the Halloween Town students go to the material world and pretend they're like from Ohio.
No, Zach. They pretend, and I'm gonna have you fill in the blank. They pretend they are from the faraway world of.
The UK, France?
Keep going, you'll get there. If you're in a kids show and you have someone from far away, what's the country they make up, Zach?
Oh, they make up a fictional country.
No, no, no. They just say we're from Canada.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I love how no one in the Halloweentown universe, no mortal in the Halloweentown universe, is like, oh my god, where about?
I, I I grew up right outside of Toronto in the
Yo,
suburbs. Yeah,
I got friends in Southern Ontario.
yeah,
Whereabouts? I've never been to Vancouver, but I hear it's beautiful.
yeah,
And they're like, oh, Winnipeg. I got you.
yeah, yeah. I'm from Winnipeg.
uh uh so like this colorful fun cast of monsters comes and stays with Marnie and Marnie and Gwen and them. And they get into a whole bunch of hijinks, and at the end they have to make a haunted house as a club, right? They're like the exchange club. So they have to make a haunted house, and the haunted house they make is not scary. It is like a social exhibit about the social contributions that werewolves and goblins and fairies have brought to the world. And there's just like museum docents saying like a goblin tea is a very interesting affair. It is considered impolite to not drink the tea while it's in your hand, but you lean over and drink it while it's still on the table. And that's not that funny.
No.
But and I don't know if that joke is for anybody else, but that joke was for me. I liked it. I thought it was funny. Nothing relevant to this theory happens in Halloweentown 3, but I will answer any questions you have about Halloweentown 3. In the meantime, Zach.
In Halloweentown High, does anybody get high?
Let's see. I don't think so. I don't think that there are any.
Who's the villain in Halloweentown High?
The villain in Halloweentown High is one of the exchange students is just a regular witch. And his dad is on the council deciding whether to let the portal stay open. And that dad is trying to sabotage the like exchange experiment so that the portal gets closed.
That's oddly bureaucratic for a Halloweentown movie.
Zach, this whole series is oddly bureaucratic. He, by the way, allies with a secret society, like a Knights Templar kind of thing, dedicated to the eradication of witches. And that person is the principal of Marnie's school and dates Agatha.
Wait, dates Aggie?
Yeah.
So he's dedicated to exterminating witches.
Correct.
And dates Aggie? Is that like a I didn't realize you're a witch, or is it like he knew and that was to get close to her?
At first it was the latter, and then after the end of the movie, it is strongly implied that he has changed his ways and now they're dating.
There's a lot wrong there. There's a lot you unpack.
I fucking love Agatha Cromwell so much. She has such an fuck it kind of attitude.
Your love cured my horrifying racism. Is it racist against witches? I don't know what it is. Religious discrimination? Question mark?
I think you could probably say racism. I think that's probably a fair statement. But like her love did not cure him. Her arguments cured him. Where she was like, I really thought that you weren't an asshole. And like in a fantastic line, she's like, I don't know if you fully know about the people who used to wear that ring, right? He's got the Knights Templar ring or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she like looks him in the eye and says, to be honest, I'm a little surprised it fits so well. And then she turns and storms off. And Debbie Reynolds she does not belong in this movie. It is insane that she is here, but she is the best part by far. She delivers that line like she's in a Hitchcock movie, Zach. It's fantastic.
This is incredible. I may need to watch the rest of them.
They're great. They're really good. They are fantastic trash, and I loved every second of them. And like at the end, he's like, maybe I shouldn't have been such an asshole. And she's like, it's okay, it happens to everyone. And my smallest sibling and I like turned to each other and we were like, he tried to kill your family.
He was in an order dedicated to killing your people.
Zach, the movie does not imply that, like, the movie doesn't hand wave that away. Aggie hand waves that away. That's part of her personality. She's like, okay, I'll kill you if you go back. I love
I
her.
guess I can forgive you for joining a secret society dedicated to killing white people. Oddly enough, I'm willing to forgive that thing. That is definitely a real thing in real life that is genuinely considered hard to forgive.
Yeah, yes, like there's real world allegories to this,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like I don't know. I think that if I started dating that sort of person, and then they said sorry one time, and then I was like, no stress. I think you might
No.
have some concerns for me, Zach.
Yeah, 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 yes.
But also, Aggie is 1,000 years old.
So she probably knows what she's doing.
Right? I don't know. It's weird, and I love her character. There's also a weird like vampire conversation to be had about this Aggie. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
you're 1,020. He is like a handsome 45.
that's more of an age gap than you're used to seeing.
It is.
Also beyond what's normally possible.
It is.
I'm of the belief that like he's 40. He like he knows who he can and can't date. Like
Yeah.
at a certain point, like it's really hard to tell you. But then again, people who are thousands years old, we don't have the data for how that looks. So he's also the guinea pig for that relationship.
Yes, you are right. He is the first like person in the universe like that we get to see who is in that kind of relationship, but not the first one referenced chronologically. It is strongly implied that Aggie Cromwell was in a either a love triangle or a polycule with Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo.
That's impressive. Good for her.
She also was in the original. I think she was in the original production of Twelfth Night. She says.
That's
She,
really funny.
she
They're
said,
getting good jokes out of that. She stood around for 1,000 years.
"That's what I'm talking about, Zach. I love this franchise. Like these are great jokes, and also all of these things are really in line with Aggie's character, and they're all delivered by Debbie Reynolds entirely seriously. There is no sauce put on any of these lines. She's just like, yeah, I fucked Leonardo da Vinci. That she doesn't deliver it like a joke. She delivers it like that's something she's bragging about. It's awesome. It's truly incredible. That series is the series is the best Halloween series, and I'll fight anybody about it. Zach, I have a
Okay,
prophecy for you.
give me the prophecy.
There is a prophecy about a Cromwell who will inherit the gift, and that's sort of the conflict of Halloweentown 4. Marnie goes to college, and there's a prophecy about a gift, about a Cromwell at the dawn of the new millennium who will embrace the gift and make great change to the universe or something like that. And underneath Halloweentown, Witch University, which is such a worse name than Halloweentown University.
Yes.
Underneath Halloweentown University is like the old Cromwell estate. Marnie brings up an ancient box, like directed by this secret society, and she doesn't have the key, so she travels back in time and gets the key from Aggie 1,000 years ago. And this is the last thing I'll complain about in this series, I promise. And this may surprise you. It's about Halloweentown 4. In Halloweentown 4, Marnie goes back and meets Aggie Cromwell, and she gets the key to this MacGuffin from Aggie Cromwell.
Yes.
And Aggie Cromwell 1,000 years ago is played by Marnie's actor, which would be fine if it was the same Marnie.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's not. So it's two not very good actors, like in this like terrible green screen bullshit, talking to each other.
It's very very reminiscent of the Flash.
Yes. Imagine the Flash if everyone in the Flash acted like they're from a CW show. Oh,
wait, never mind.
Oh, damn it. Oh, oops. And I of course would have liked that to be old Marnie, right? I wanted that. I wanted
Yes,
that to be old Marnie. But
they got her back just for that scene. Yeah,
you can rewrite the show when you learn that old Marnie isn't coming back and you have to get a new actor. You can rewrite it so that that is Gwen's actor, Marnie's mom. Because like from a I don't know, a genealogical perspective, right? It works out just the same.
yeah,
And you have the old Gwen actor who's really good, and and one of the subplots is like appreciating your parents, right? That's one of the subplots of the movie. And you could have had Marnie go back and meet Aggie, who looks exactly like her mom, have this emotional moment where like she talks to Aggie as though she's her mom, like it's important for you to live your own life, but uh uh don't forget how much she loves you, or something like that, right? You can have some like
yeah,
cheesy bullshit if you want to, but
yeah.
instead we have this green screen bullshit, Zach. I
That's not
hated
great.
it.
Yeah,
So she goes back in time. She meets Aggie Cromwell. Before she leaves, she summons a pumpkin, and that becomes the pumpkin that is in the Halloweentown courtyard, which is kind of cute. I am inclined to ask why the pumpkin worked as the MacGuffin in the first movie if Marnie just conjured it in the fourth movie, but whatever. She goes back. She uses the key to open the gift. The gift is like a mind control MacGuffin. She uses it to stop the secrets, to get the secret society to admit that they're a secret society, trying to overthrow the Halloweentown government. But then she doesn't accept the gift. And then she puts it back in the box and then locks it up. Which, Zach,
what?
you may note, is incongruous with this. With the
Hold on, let me
prophecy
see
about
where
a Cromwell inheriting the gift and using it
Yeah.
for power or something.
And she does not accept it.
That's correct.
Okay,
So, Zach, I'm going to highlight a couple of things, and then I want you to tell me what my theory is, okay?
go for it.
In the first movie, Marnie and Dylan sneak onto the bus, like narrowly avoiding Agatha.
Yeah,
They get to Halloweentown and find that Sophie, like, is kind of already there, and that she snuck onto the bus behind them, is what she says. In the first movie, they need to get through a gate onto the Cromwell estate, and Sophie wishes that the gate turns into a frog. Now, Zach, you're a 1,000-year-old witch. How good is your luck?
your lock spell is good enough to avoid the common turn into frog spell.
Yes,
And Sophie helps Marty rip a hole between the dimensions.
correct.
Oh, I get the theory.
What's the theory?
Marty declines the gift because it's Sophie's.
Yes, exactly. Ding, 100%. Yeah, I think, Zach, that this, I don't know if you can see it, this right here, right? Marnie recognizes herself in the Halloweentown storybook.
Yeah,
I don't think that's Marnie.
she sees somebody who looks like her because it's her sister.
Correct. In the first movie, Aggie is like, I need someone to inherit the Cromwell family name, right? I need someone to inherit the magic, and that person is Marnie. But by the fourth movie, Marnie is not hanging out with Agatha anymore, is she?
No, Sophie's the one learning time travel.
Sophie's out time traveling with Aggie.
So it must be Sophie who's the one.
I
And
think
Marty has to have her own adventure.
that the person who is the subject of these prophecies is not Marnie, as Marnie thinks. It's Sophie. Sophie, who may be the most powerful mage on the planet. I really can't stress this enough. She wishes for a defensive spell to turn into a frog.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's highly powerful magic.
It's a defensive spell. It's supposed to stop that.
Yeah.
uh uh in the first movie, before anything has happened, Gwen won't let her have a cookie. So the cookie of its own accord lifts itself off the plate and starts moving towards Sophie. Sophie does not cast a spell to bring a cookie to her. The cookie starts moving towards Sophie.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. um and finally, um in the first movie, I think, um they need to remember a spell, and Marnie can't remember it. It's in like Old English. And it's like it's syllables that I would not be able to reproduce, even if you told them to me like 10 times, and Sophie reproduces them verbatim.
Jeez.
I know.
That's really impressive.
And let's
I mean,
not let's
I've
oh
only
god,
seen the first Halloweentown movie, and I watched it when I was maybe 13. But I buy this theory immediately.
let's not gloss over, Zach, that I used the phrase Sophie and Marnie rip a hole between dimensions. I don't think that Sophie and Marnie ripped a hole between dimensions.
You think Sophie did it, and Marnie was just kind of there.
Yeah, I think that Sophie and Marnie did it in the same way that like I and Dwayne Johnson moved a couch. Right, like, I'm not saying that I wasn't part of the process, but I think Dwayne could have done it without me. I was just there for balance. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. There's my Halloweentown theory.
I like it. I think it's great.
And like, it gave me an excuse to talk about Halloweentown. It gave me an excuse to explain why I like these movies. Right? There's just some jokes that are real winners, and it does not take itself seriously at all. And the worst part about the fourth movie is that new Marnie does take the movie seriously. Uh, Zach, I think that's our show. That's what I've got for you. How has your Halloween season been?
It's been good. I still need to put my costume together, but I'll be at a fun ish work thing for all of Halloween, but I am going to show up in costume for it. So
Nice,
I'm
nice.
excited. I'm doing karaoke on Halloween, one of my favorite karaoke places in Philly. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's been fun doing all these different horror theories too.
Yeah.
This is number 4, and they've all been actually really inspired and good.
Yeah, like that's been amazing about like the new channel and having like new stuff to talk about, is that now Zach, the next time we do a Halloweentown theory, we're gonna have this baseline.
Yep.
The next time we do a Marble Hornets theory, we're gonna have a
Yep.
baseline.
And the next Shining theory. Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. Actually, unironically, like, I have a couple other Stephen King-y theories cooking in the back of my mind, and those will inform them.
Somebody in the comments said, like, there's a lot of Dark Tower in this theory for you never mentioning Dark Tower, and they're right.
Zach, fun fact: I've never read Dark Tower.
I know the basic premise of it. I've never read it either.
The only thing that I know confidently about the Dark Tower is that Stephen King shows up in the Dark Tower.
Yes, that's true.
That's the only thing I know.
This is a correct fact about the Dark Tower.
I'm sorry if you tuned into this Halloweentown video and just got like you were on book 4 of the Dark Tower and I just spoiled the Stephen King cameo. Now that I say that, I don't think it's a cameo. I think that he's there for like a while. I think he's a character. I think he like he's like the Oracle in the Matrix, where they show up and he like explains the universe or something.
He it's deep in the story. I think he's in the last two books, but yeah.
My God. All right, Zach. That's our show. Happy Halloween, everybody. I would love legitimately. It's that time of year. Give me some Halloween movie recommendations. I want to hear them. Go listen to Zach's album. We have some Halloweeny theories on the other channel. Um, and Zach, thank you very much for joining me. This has been great.
Yeah, thank you for this theory. I've learned a lot about the Halloweentown movies and their potential inspiration for Undertale. So
Yeah, that isn't that an
we'll have to ask Toby
interesting
Fox about that.
isn't that a fascinating parallel that we've discovered?
Yes, and several actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's gonna come back up. You better believe that's gonna come up in the future.
yes, for
That
sure.
could be its own like theory video on this channel, Zach.
It could. It could.
Um, we're probably gonna slow down on the horror uploads now that it's gonna be past Halloween, but I think that at this point they are established enough that they're gonna keep coming. What do you think?
Yeah, I plan to keep making horror theories as well. I have a couple other universes I want to poke around in.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, Zach, say goodbye.
Goodbye.